Hey, I didn't see you standing there. You know who it is. It's your boy, Big Tank Hank, coming at you with a new live stream. Today is going to be a fun one. We got a relative newcomer to the scene, but stirring up a little something. He and his wife, a wonderful team, the Metalheads. But right now, we got Metalhead Prime of Metalheads, Aquatic Mayhem. We're going to bring him up. We're going to see what makes him tick, what direction they're going in this here hobby, and just find out overall who this gentleman is. Right now, we're bringing him up. Bow.
What's up?
What's going on, sir? What's going on?
What's happening?
How you
How you
doing? How you
doing tonight?
Doing good.
I'm
Doing
still
good. Doing
standing.
good. Hey, man, you can't beat it. You can't beat it if
Yep.
you're still standing.
Yep.
I'm still standing. Oh, yeah. Most definitely. Most definitely.
Yep. Yep.
Hey, what we're going to do, we're going to go over here to the chat. We're going to holler at the people that's in the house already. Then I'm going to let you introduce yourself to them and give them a little brief rundown of who you are, where you came from, what you do, who your better half is in the team of the Mayhems. Mistress Snail Guardian first in. What's going on?
And that's here.
Jennifer Weaver. What's happening? Vibes Aquatics. S. What's
One.
going on? Mexicali Fish Keeper. Thank you. Patrick Hardy, man. What's going on? It's been a minute. What's going on, fella? Glad to see you in the house. Most definitely. Most definitely. Fish Dreams, what's going on? Patrick Hardy with the super sticker. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. So, let the people know a little bit about you. We got some that know you, some that don't. And those that's going to be watching the replay, welcome
Yep.
in. Welcome in. We're glad to have you here too.
Nope.
Oh, Hippie John, the fisherman, is in the house. What's going on, man?
John's here. What's up,
He's in
Hippie
the
John?
house. RC Woody, what's going on, man? That's my coworker, y'all. That's my coworker right there. What's going on, Woody? All right, you take it away, man, because they rolling in the dough now. We might not get to it. Let you get started.
Well, I am the Metalhead Prime, the one, the only. I hail from Fort Wayne, Indiana, in my basement. I've been in this hobby since I was a little kid. Got my first fish like a lot of other people did at a carnival on a little game where you throw a ball through a ring. Brought a goldfish home, and I somehow didn't kill it. I don't know how. I knew nothing about it. We put him in a 10-gallon, and I learned you can't put goldfish in a 10-gallon. And evolved from there. And now I have nearly 2,000 gallons of water, and I do have one goldfish. But it's not the same one. But I just, the one fish kind of took off from there, and just as time progressed, I found other fish that I became fond of. Oscars kept me in the hobby, and then just more predator fish was what I was after, in the long run. And now I'm into guppies and predator fish, not in the same tank.
Oh, hope not.
And I've got some what you would call ornamental fish. I have a flower horn that is one of my pride and joys. I'm actually taking him to Aquashella in Chicago, and we're going to put him in the competition there. I figured at least people get to see him in person.
Gotcha.
And they can see what I go through with him when he fights me consistently. But yeah, just not bad for an old mechanic. But
already.
That's
so where you from?
Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Fort Wayne.
Born and raised, spent a couple years in Pennsylvania, came back to Fort Wayne, and just, I can't get away from here. I've tried. It didn't work.
Bees that way sometime.
You just know when you're gonna be at a place. It's just like, well, you can either hate it or accept it. And I think at this point I've accepted it.
Amen. Patrick Hardy, man, thank you very much. Hey, dude, thank you.
Wow.
Thank you very much, man. I am not mad. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Thank you. Who all we got in the house? We got a lot of people that fell in the door. Let's go back. Let's go back. Where do we start? Okay. Geek Boy, what's going on? What's going on? Thunder Aquatics, what's happening?
What's up, Thunder?
Craig Doniker.
Oh, Craig's here. What's happening?
In the house. Kyle J-Dub.
Kyle Jaded. That's his birthday today.
Hey, happy birthday. How many years young are you? JJ Aquariums, what's going on? Stephen P, 2003.
Stephen P.
Freaky Fish Lady, what's happening?
Hey, Holly.
What we got? Is that? Oh my goodness, we still rolling. Fish Dreams, did I say Fish Dreams?
Well, I don't think so, but you might have.
Charlene Hill, what's going on? Oh my goodness.
I try to help you, but I can't see the chat. So
welcome in for those whose first time. Thank you for coming. And for everybody else, JJ, thank you very much. Thank you guys very much. You just don't know how much I appreciate it. Thank you guys very much. Y'all gonna make me cry. You know, I'm an old sentimental fella for those that know. Oh, okay. Josh.
Yo.
Just to start off, what is your main focus in this here hobby?
My main focus, I guess it would have to be, one, the hobby gives me something to do with my kids. I have two girls, and they do help me under the hood of cars sometimes, and they like to do it, but that's not something that I really want them to feel like they have to do just because I do it. Not that I feel like they need to do the hobby, but bringing them into the hobby, and they found fish and animals that they like. So now my youngest is like the axolotl queen. She's the encyclopedia of them because we brought her into the hobby. My oldest, actually, her fish right here is the 3-foot gar in my pond. She's in love. She's in love with gar. And, you know, so I bring them in with one fish, and they figure out a different fish that they like, or they like the one, whichever. And I let them do what they want to do, and I help them. You know, if your goal is you want a bigger tank, we helped raise them up in the hobby. You know, so basically, I guess if anything, it's getting the younger crowd in.
Gotcha.
It is kind of our primary goal, because if we don't do it, who will? You know,
and we don't want it to fall to the wayside.
Right. And there's just something with experience that you can't teach, but if they see consistently, maybe later on in life, if, you know, whatever happens and I'm not around and they have a problem in their tank, well, here's what Dad would have done, you know. worked for him. Now that's stuff like, just stuff like that. So basically, what I try to do, well, I just have a lot of fun, and I like to do crazy builds. But what the wife and I both like to do is bring the younger crowd in, which is what her channel focuses on more primarily than just mine. Mine's all over the place. Mine is mayhem to a T. but I do try to, educate a little bit if I can. And there's videos that I'll do where I clearly state, hey, listen, I am not a complete expert on this, but here's my experience. So my videos are sharing my experience, not claiming to be the world's leading expert or anything like that. So I don't know. I just try to show people you can have fun and enjoy the hobby at the same time,
Gotcha. Melvin, Dee, what's going on?
Melvin Dee.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Thunder. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Y'all just don't know. So, what is your favorite fish of all time?
Oh, man. Well, if I had to pinpoint one, that would be the arapaima.
Big bite.
A more attainable fish, well, I guess I should say more sustainable, would be a red tail, which I have. But I'm also really into gars. But I love my flower horns. I love my frontosas. I love my nereis. And we're getting an MBU puffer. I'm getting discus for the other tank. I'm like, oh yeah, it is too hard to pinpoint one specific fish.
Turning up.
Yeah. Years ago, I had a cobra pike cichlid, and that little guy was awesome. And then we had an ice storm hit. We got knocked out of power for 4.5 days. And this was the days before the battery powered air pumps and all that. So I lost everything in the tank. After 3 days, couldn't keep them alive anymore. There was nothing I could do. Couldn't filtrate them, basically. And I lost them. And I've always wanted another one of those because of that. So I don't. If I had to absolutely pick one and I had unlimited funds or room, definitely an arapaima. I don't know what it is about them. I just love them.
Yeah, I like them pretty good.
But I also love red tail cats. They get their own characteristics. They're just like little water dogs. Well, they're not little, but as babies, they're little. And that's it. But they are fun to have. And I've got one right now. Actually, Kyle Jaded gave them to us. It's an Asian red tail cat, and I call him Kyle the catfish just because it was Kyle's catfish, and it's fun. And he is something else. He completely trashed all the substrate and just hides. But he comes out. When he does, everybody runs. He's fun to watch. He's a trip. So once he's big enough, then he'll come down here. But he's still growing out yet. So.
Ooh.
But yeah, oh yeah, I forgot about my goonch. I have a goonch.
Oh, you have a goonch, actual in your house goonch? Okay.
Yeah,
Patrick Hardy, man, you're gonna give me a heart attack.
He's only about this long. But he's fun.
You have one. That's like one of
Yep.
those, you know, hey, what can eat an actual human being, you
I
know?
got one. Yep. Now he's nowhere near the size of doing that, but they're very slow growers, fortunately.
Right.
But yeah, I have one, and hopefully I can have a lot bigger pond built by the time he needs to go in. So
What's the difference between the Asian red tail and the regular red tail?
the Asians are more narrow in the head. Um, the I guess you'd call it common. Well, they're Amazon. I believe I could be wrong. But no, they are Amazon. Anyways, the regular red-tailed catfish that you see, their heads are more broader and swept out. The Asians are kind of straight, a little more oval when they come to the tip of their head. Um, Size-wise, though, I'm not sure if they get near the same size or not. But with it being a red-tailed cat, I'm sure it gets pretty close. Uh, Same appetite, and the whiskers seem to be a little bit longer with the Asians. But I've
Okay.
noticed in their facial structure, the way their head swoops down, they look more like a blue channel cat than what a red tail looks like in the face.
Gotcha. Patrick Hardy, God bless you, man. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Renee, welcome in. Big Easy, welcome in. I hate stupid people. Tank Tribe.
Oh,
What's
I ain't
going
just
on?
being.
All right. Have you thought about doing any types of breeding of fish?
Well, I accidentally started breeding yellow labs, and I accidentally started breeding guppies. Um,
Accidentally.
yeah. Uh, well, the problem with my yellow labs is they're not full blooded. Um, Also, some bumblebees bred too. Those are full blooded. The yellow labs bred with the masonite, so they're mutts, but they're really cool looking. They just don't get as big as the yellow labs get. They keep Some of them keep the masonite body, which is that slender and he doesn't get very long. Probably about 3.5 inches, 4 maybe. But they are huge jerks, and they're fast. Um,
If you're gonna be a
I
jerk, you better be fast.
Yeah, yeah, and they are. They're very hard to catch too. Um, I'm trying to get my neary-eye to breed. Um, None of them are holding yet. It's all the other ones. So I don't know. I might try putting them in a different tank. Um, my guppies, that just happened. I think they were breeding as I was bringing them home.
Yeah, that's probably the word. Yeah,
Because
that's probably
I
the word.
put them in the tank and I had babies. I'm like, well, that was quick. So
Hey, guppies will never let you down.
no, no, no. Guppies are mollies.
ADHD, Fishy Biz, Aquatics.
Let's have.
Hey,
Yeah.
y'all, hit the thumbs up, share this thing out. We got a party going on up in here. I see all the cool kids that showed up with a pint in their pocket.
We all came out to play.
I'm not mad at all. Hey,
Yep.
this new bill that you know they battling or whatever that's going on out there. Without getting too deep, how will it affect you if it is passed?
I don't know. I don't know a lot about the bill. I haven't really had a chance to dig into it. And I've heard a lot of this and that. And basically what I'm putting together so far on it is it's just banning fish or animals in general that haven't been bulk ordered in a year's time. I don't know enough about it yet to really know whether I'm going to be immensely upset or if this is just another tactic. Because in my experience in life, I've seen random bills be brought up and it gets everybody in a stir, and then it gets to the Senate and gets shot down,
Yeah.
or it's somewhere, somehow it falls through the cracks. So at this point right now, I don't know enough about the bill. I haven't read it. I don't think it's going to affect me immensely, because a lot of the fish that I usually get locally anyways. But I'm sure they're going to be affected by it in some ways. And I also take in a lot of fish that people can't take care of anymore. So government can't get me there.
Right.
But as far as how bad it's going to affect, I don't know. I'm more concerned with that bill about some of my friends that have exotic animal stores. Especially one of my buddies just started one up, and I see that affecting him a lot more than it does you or me, or
Yeah.
mainly because he deals in exotics. So and they literally just opened the business a few weeks ago. So that could put a damper on that one. And I'm more worried about them for that. So, but like I said, I don't know enough about it yet. And what I have heard of it, it just sounds like they're trying to ban animals that just haven't been bulk ordered in a year's time. That's one thing I've heard. I don't even know if that's true, but that's what I've heard. So as far as me getting angry about it yet, I'm really not, because I would like to do my own research on it before I do, and which is what I said. I said that on somebody's live the other night. I said, man, I don't know enough about it to be angry yet.
Right. It's one of those things. Patrick Carter, you doing that though? You doing that?
Well,
it's one of those things where it's kind of, there's a lot of stuff that gets brought up that's almost diversionary.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, this one, there's not enough. Now, there are millions of people in the hobby, but when we're looking at a whole United States, there's not enough fish people for this to be a diversion in a sense.
Right.
Because now, yes, we see it, we focusing on it.
Right.
But it's hard. They're always trying to stick something on to, here's something that, everybody will like.
Yeah.
So let's stick this on that they won't
and then
like,
we
but more people is gonna vote.
this one under it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they're trying to control. Oh man, I may end up getting too deep. I don't want to talk too much politics wise.
Right.
They need to work harder on the drugs.
There's bigger things to worry about than who's buying a fish or who's buying a snake or who's buying a bird.
I mean,
way bigger problems.
They already keeping me from having snakeheads.
Yeah.
They already doing that to me. They don't need to be fooling with everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, I want a red arowana. Good luck.
Yeah. Like we all moving to Canada. I mean,
yeah.
Well, then you won't have any fish meds if you use fish meds. So yeah, no.
Right.
Ah, I use aquarium salt, y'all.
Yeah, aquarium salt and heat.
Raise your temperature, y'all. Yep, you
Oh,
already
it's
know.
quite a bit.
That's what I do. I'm sorry,
Hmm.
that's what I do, and it's worked remarkably well. Liquid
I
Zoo
Oh boy,
is in the
we're in
house.
for it
Vibes
now.
Aquatics. What's going on? Yeah, I mean that's hey, keep it simple. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? That's what I believe in.
I do have um, a couple bottles of Malifix because there's just certain things that heat and salt won't fix. You know, bacterial. It's
Yeah.
you do need to add a little something there. I've got
Hey,
some other chemicals that just sit in a drawer. I've never touched them. They just
get
came with
you
the tank.
get you some catappa leaves.
Yeah, yeah, yep,
I
yep.
have a magnolia tree in my front yard. That's my
Oh,
malefics.
oh, there you go. Yeah, you
Hey,
get them for free. You just wait for
I
them to
get out
fall.
there and harvest. Yes, I get out there and
Heck yeah.
harvest. I'm thinking about opening me a shop. Aqua Garden Zen, what's going on? Welcome in, Aqua Garden Zen. See
That's
that rhyme?
actually not a bad idea. You can market those.
Hey, shout out to Warrior, Planet Tanks, Stephen Rollins. Y'all know him and you love him. That's who told me, I was like, oh man, this is when I was really the beta guy. I was about the betters. I'm breeding betters.
Yep.
I'm going in. I'm going in. He said, hey, big bro, they telling you all this to make you spend your money. That's his voice. That's his voice, y'all. Can y'all hear it? They telling y'all this to make you spend your money. But the magnolia leaves out there work just as good. Now, here's a secret,
Same
y'all.
thing.
Very, very, very thick, dark green leaves.
Yep.
Let's keep that in your mind.
Yep.
When you dry them, now you have very, very thick brown leaves. Concentrate it. Boil them things up. Get you a bottle. Make you some extract. Likewise, deposit your leaves into your tank. Shrimps, that tank right there with all of that algae right there, them shrimp love. They love them leaves. I'm telling you.
You're gonna have everybody out there checking out magnolia trees.
Hey,
They're gonna be out there bags ripping them
I'm
leaves.
here to tell you, whatever game I can give you, I'm giving it to you. I'm here to
Yeah,
tell you.
heck yeah.
I'm here to tell you. Josh, look, they used to catch people off guard. Now they're used to it. I don't test water. Almost 40 years fish keeping. I don't test water. I have
Right.
never tested water. I smell the room. I smell the tanks. I taste the water if it comes down to it. I look at my fish substrate. I've already had an understanding of the process of layering your substrate, what your substrate actually does when you build it. And I
Right.
don't kill fish. I've killed a lot of fish back in the day, but they were feeder guppies, so I'm not that mad. But I mean, my fish don't die, people. They got you spending all this
Right.
money now. Now, don't do what I do because the test kits, the chemicals, all of that makes it easier. If you're not
You
already
can
in
catch
touch or in
problems
tune,
sooner.
yeah, if you're not already in touch or in tune, mine is just because I was this little kid out in the country in ponds that had cow manure in them and all this different stuff. So I have understanding of what does not kill your fish. You
Right.
know, my tanks, they're not showpieces unless you're a biotope type of person or you're a naturalistic type of person. Yes,
Right.
you will be like, hey, man, I really like what you did there, Hank. But yeah, mine
Right.
will never be put in any type of
And
competition.
it's all natural.
And nature takes care of itself. So if you can get a piece of nature, literally, and put it in your tank After a while, it starts to take care of itself. I've never had
Yep.
algae bloom, and people, you know me. I'm not this cocky dude or anything like that. The truth, I believe in the truth. I believe in the truth. We are caused to be too nervous and too shaken up in this hobby. You are
Yeah.
supposed to enjoy this.
It's supposed to be for fun. You know, that's what a hobby is.
Our fish are more important than ourselves. When you get into that room, you're in front of that tank. Always remember that. Your fish
Yeah.
is more important than you at that moment.
Yep.
But if you already have a grasp and an understanding of that, man, this hobby is not supposed to be stressful. You come on
No.
now. You
Yeah.
go to the doctor's office, the dentist, and they got the big saltwater tank in there. You sitting up there waiting for them to call your name, and you're like, "Is that Nemo?
They're
I
counting
see,
all the fish, checking them
I
out.
see Dory. Is that a snail over there? Is
Right.
that a shrimp? Shrimp. You know, they
By
call
the
you name.
time you
Oh,
get called in there, you've named everything.
blood pressure low.
Right.
When you go in, that's all
Mm-hmm.
for a reason. That's all for a reason, people. I'm here to tell you, when I blew out my
Call me.
Achilles, 2 years ago, I'm running around with all this hair on my face. I'm all depressed. I can't move around. Can't go to my job. Oh my God, I'm useless. What am I gonna do? The fish
Yeah.
brought me out of it.
Yep.
My wife has a little dog, teeny, little Yorkshire Terrier. People
Oh
have
boy.
their little emotional assistance animals and the CNIs, and we only think of dogs in regards to that. No,
Yeah.
anything
Fish do it
anything
too.
that pulls you outside of yourself. No more woe is me. Something else is dependent on you. I got a pond down here with 8. What we got in there? We got electric blue Acaras. I got 8 of them down
Real.
there. And
Ooh.
you don't see them. I have to sneak up because if they know I'm on my way, they up at the side of the little pond.
Yep. Food.
Hey, what you got? What you got? We ready. What's going on? What you got?
Yep.
I forgot whatever was on my mind when I came in
Yep.
because they're up there on the side of my little plastic tote looking out at me. We see you.
Yeah. You
You not
just
hiding.
they just take you to their road. You know.
Exactly.
Whatever I got
Exactly.
going on, I could have a lousy day at work or just nothing going right, stressed out, and I just kind of stand there and look at just one tank, and they're all there, you know.
Most
And
definitely.
I've come down here many times with a one track mind. I'm gonna get this done today, and I've literally walked in front of this tank right here, my Mayhem tank, and I just start looking at the guppies, and I'm like, or I'll come over here and I'll just sit there and I'll kind of play with the monsters for a little bit, and it's just like, yep, forgot whatever I was doing, you know.
Right.
It, my flower horn, he loves to play and bite, but that's that's how you train them. They're fun, and he wants you to pet him for a second, and he'll let you pet him. He'll even swim into your hand and just act like he's loving, and then he turns around and tries to bite you. So
Set up.
what I've learned is if I keep his head right here, he can't get to me. So he tries, but he can't. But
Yes, man.
the red devils I got can. I they don't their heads haven't started bulging out. Well, they're only about 6 months old, so they're they're not as developed as he is. But
Gotcha. Less
they can
control.
get you, and they're starting for little. I mean, they're only this long, but they can bite. I just found that out the other day. That was fun.
I
Then I
hear you,
had to,
Aqua Garden Zen.
then I had to
Don't look
move
at
the
me like
goonch.
that, fool.
I had to move my goonch, and he spiked me. That was fun.
Oh man, look, don't even.
I do this to
Ooh,
myself though, so it's
ah,
like
ah.
I can't be mad at nobody.
Ooh, that's one of those fried in your brain thoughts. I haven't been spiked by a catfish in over 20 years. But
Oh,
you saying that, I'm like,
if it
ah,
happens one time, you know it.
it's right there. It's right there. You done brought that back. Jeffrey
I got hit.
Watts.
I got hit right here when I was
Ooh, soft
16.
tissue. Soft
16
tissue.
years old, and the mark is still there.
Mm, mm.
That was wow, a long time ago.
Ooh,
But yeah, that was the last time I got spiked by a catfish until recently.
gotcha.
I'll
Ooh.
start wearing chainmail when I stick my hand in there.
No, that's right. That's
Oh man.
crazy.
Yep.
So, have you ever thought about opening a shop or anything of that nature, online or physical?
I I have been um I have been thinking about it recently, because a lot of the mom and pop stores around here, the mom and pop stores are dwindling. Um, I've got my primary one that's literally right around the corner from me. And then there's a chain store that I use. So I'm like, well, it'd be kind of cool, I think, or, fun. I know there's ups and downs about everything, but that's any kind of business, not just, you know, a fish store.
Yeah.
Um, I've actually been thinking about maybe renting a storefront and just moving my tanks over there. And if people want to come in and check them out, whatever, maybe doing some kind of like an aquarium. We don't have an aquarium here. We've got stores. And I've been thinking about maybe doing something like that. Uh, I don't know. It's an idea going around in my head. Uh, it would it would I don't know. It'd be kind of weird because I'd be basically moving all my tanks to another building, but might have a little more room there. But I've
Right.
been thinking about doing something like that because if you want to go to an aquarium here, you got to go to Indy or you got to go to Chicago. So those are the nearest aquariums. Well, I take that back. Cedar Point's got one, where they had one years ago, and it wasn't a very big one, uh, which is in Ohio, Sandusky. But we don't have anything like that here. I don't know. I don't think it'd be like a $1 billion idea, but I think it'd be fun for families. Instead of going to the fish store to see cool fish, you could actually just go to this place and see cool fish. And I don't know, we'll have T-shirts or stuff. We'll have a little gift shop or whatever. But I don't know. Maybe in the long run, something like that.
Gotcha.
But
How many
I
tanks do you
have
have?
I have thought about the stores too. I don't know.
How
Would
many
you?
tanks you got right now?
Right now, 25.
25.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. I'm envious of anybody that's got more tanks than me. I'm sitting in this little room in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Well, they're not.
8.
They're not.
I got
I've got tanks of different sizes. I've got. I think that one's a 5 gallon there, and then I got a 55, a 75, 650, 54, another 55, 90 gallon, 150, 150, 125, 200 gallon, 60, 30. Oh, I forgot that 29. I forget tanks, and then I've got tanks sitting here doing nothing. 10-gallon, 10-gallon, 10-gallon. You know, I got 10 gallons for days.
Gotcha.
And then if you count my sumps, those are tanks in themselves.
If I had kept all my tanks, I would probably have like 50.
Yeah.
But I don't hold on to them. I don't stack them or anything.
Right.
I'll trade them or I'll sell them or something, give them to somebody.
Well, a lot of the 10 gallons I had one 10-gallon that my neighbor showed up with one day. He's like, "Hey, we don't want this. Here, you're into fish, take it." I'm like, "All right." So, and
most definitely.
it's mechanical.
You break. Hold on, you're breaking up.
Hospital
Breaking
tank
up.
became her guppy tank. Uh-oh. We good?
You're glitching. Hold on. See if it'll catch up. Now you froze up.
Am I? See, you're moving just fine on my end.
Yeah, you're sitting. It's like you're.
Let me. It says I'm connected. Let me try the.
Uh-oh.
We'll try that.
Hearing you pretty good. Yeah, Aqua Garden Zen. I had to find these little cylinders. Hey, you're looking good. You're looking good. You're looking good.
There we go.
These little cylinders that kills the larvae in the substrate of the terrariums. It kills the gnat larvae.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It doesn't hurt your water, as far as your livestock's drinking water, whatever. I still don't trust it completely, but you spray it down periodically and it kills the larvae. Now, my little 12 by 12 over here with my red-eyed tree frog in it, that one, because my springtails and my isopods were allowed to colonize pretty decently, so they're staying ahead of the mold and everything in there.
Right.
But I had a lot of these 20 longs that's around me here were actually terrariums.
Oh, cool.
And I was like, these gnats are taking over the whole house, and my wife is gonna kick me out with them. So I had to kill them and then convert my tanks back to actual fish houses.
That is one thing that you gotta learn how to combat is gnats.
Oh man.
You're gonna have gnats.
And I
they're
knew
horrible. You can't hardly get rid of them without fish tanks, and they're even worse with fish tanks.
And I never thought about them. I like plants, so there's always like some regular plants in the house.
Right.
And these are little gnats. I never thought about it. We come in and out of the front door. You never assume that your plants have anything to do with it until you get terrariums, and then you do the research, and it's like, if your substrate stays moist, you're gonna get the gnats.
Yep.
If it stays moist, you're gonna get the gnats. And my plants, I don't have those like arid desert-like plants. My plants, have to stay moist. So
needed water. Yep.
Yeah. I'm a whole lot better than I was.
Oh yeah.
But they still around.
We found a few things to combat them, and we've dwindled them, but we haven't completely killed them.
Yeah, the mosquito bits. That's what I have. The mosquito bits, and I put them in the water and let the water, and then you spray. Yep. That's what I use.
We found these things. I think we found them at Menards. They're like a little apple, and they got this little pouch. You put it in there. You put in some water and some dish soap for like a couple drops of dish soap, and then it
draws them to it.
Little funnel, and you put it on there in a couple vents, and they go right down into it, and they can't get back out.
Soap keeps it. The soap keeps them from coming out of the water once they get
sticks them. Yeah, or makes them too slick to climb. Yeah.
You know what I
yeah,
used? I used candles. See, my wife
mm,
loves candles. There's candles everywhere in the house. Now,
right.
because of the light, when my fish room lights go off, I'd have one candle sitting in here. And your lights will kill them. You know, just going up touching the light heat. But I'd use my candles. I'd come in and all around the candle, you'd have dead gnats.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I got ahead on them was my candle.
Fly into it and that's it.
Ooh.
Yeah. No dish soap there. Just flames.
Right. Just flames. They
Flames, heat, and
smelling
wax.
good.
If you can make it out of that, you live.
Hey, they were smelling good when they went out. Smelling good. Smelling
Mhm.
good. Feeling fine. Until there was no more time.
Yep.
Oh. Hey,
No,
so is your wife in it just as much as you are?
she's starting to grow more. She's always kind of been behind me on it. I mean, she's never fought me on it. Um, After we got married, initially, the first tank I had was, I think I had a 75-gallon with 2 Oscars in it. And she always thought it was cool. And I actually had a breeding pair and didn't know it. That was like the 1 in a million time that's ever happened with me with Oscars. And the female got egg rid. I don't know what happened there. Again, I was kind of, that was maybe year number 10 of the hobby, and the hobby, me self-teaching myself as a kid to then, you know, I lost them, but learn and move on kind of thing, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
But she's always been behind me. Every night, we'd go. I had another tank, and we had a little community thing going on in there. And I broke the ultimate rule and had 2 male bettas together. Didn't know it. Whoops.
Ah!
And then I had one. Um, uh, just it's one of those things. You make the same mistake everybody else has made, and you either learn
Yeah,
from it or you
pick
don't.
one. Pick one somebody else has made it.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Spider Mom, welcome in, welcome in.
Just loading up a 20-gallon tank. And by loading it up, I mean loading it up with a sponge filter. Just
A bit too much.
a sponge filter and clown puke gravel.
Ah.
And you load that thing up, and everybody wants a goldfish because they only get that big. Mm-hmm. No.
They
No,
all only get that big once.
Uh-huh. Yep. But yeah, no, I just, young, made the mistakes, learned from them. That's that's about the way I've done it,
What would you say
Now,
was your biggest mistake?
oh man, um, putting a doe by I had in my community tank was probably my biggest mistake I ever made.
How did that happen?
Didn't do my research on that one.
Was it like a little one, like a little Dovi?
No, it's he was probably 8 or 9 inches. That would be the equivalent of putting my flower horn in the guppy tank. It's pretty much what happened there.
Mm.
Yeah. And then I wondered, I'm like, man, this fish is really angry.
Oh.
And then I did a little bit more research and realized, oh, it's a dovite. That would be why that happened. Oops. And man, I had him for 7 years after that. Because after he killed everything, I didn't buy a single thing after that. I just had him in the tank. That was it.
Turning the wolf loose with the sheep.
Yep.
Pun intended.
Oh,
Pun intended.
yeah. Oh, yeah. And boy, did he get some. He got some very, very expensive fish.
Oh.
Took out a red devil, took a couple Oscars out, took a cowfish. I don't know if you've ever seen one of those.
The little box-like fish with the horns.
No, this thing was it was huge. It was that's pretty good. Well, pretty good size. It just looked like a rock, and they called it a cowfish. It just laid on the bottom and literally didn't move. The most boring fish you'll ever see. Laid in one spot and never moved. even you dump food in there, it didn't care. And it was spotted like kind of spotted like a cow. That's what, and apparently it ate everything. I never saw this stinking thing move. One time I saw it move when it got attacked by the dovite.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yep. 10 male betas and a 150.
10 male betas and a 150 at one point with some females too. Miley's and guppies and such. Oh!
At least it was in a 150.
There was a chance.
Yeah, they got a little bit of chance there.
There was a chance.
20 gallon.
I actually had two male betas and a 40 breeder together with a harem of females. They made it only because one male was double tail splendid. You know, he was matched on the top and the bottom. You know, he had the big bottom fin, big top fin, and the tail was split. So when I say he could not catch anything if he tried to chase it. Then I had a solid black plakat male who I guess I had enough females that he didn't really pay much attention to the other male. Now the other male was aggravated at all times. He didn't scare nobody because he couldn't catch nobody. So
they just back up a little bit.
Yeah, he could catch nobody. You should see him trying to turn.
Oh man. Like a pirate ship trying to turn.
Oh man, it was
sails everywhere.
He was a special show. That was one where people have the argument about the 3 gallon, 2 gallon.
Oh yeah.
How much water does a betta need? Well, that double tail did not need to be in a 40 gallon breeder. He almost needed to be in a teacup.
That filter was driving against the wall.
Yeah, you know what I mean? He needed as little water as possible, and he was not tripping.
He needed a rope in there to grab and pull himself across it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I ended up taking him out a little bit later on, not because they fought, but because I was afraid he was going to starve to death or something.
He felt bad for him.
Or go crazy trying to chase people because he was doing it all the time. He'd be sitting in the plants waiting for somebody to come by and jet out.
Yeah.
Now he's out there in open water.
And then he just started sliding sideways.
I said, no, let me save you. My fault. My bad. That was on me, buddy. Let me get you out of there.
Right.
Oh, it was
he starts getting pushed sideways by the current. Yeah, there's the angelfish I got. You want to keep them lower currents, and it's just stuff like that. I mean, you don't. I'm not saying you need them just trickling water or anything like that. But I found over the years, lower currents, they don't need high flow, which is why I put them in that tank, because of the discus I'm going to put in there. They like calm water, you know? So, and then I got fish that love being pinned against the wall. I got a power head in my 125. I don't have it on right now, but those African cichlids love that current. And that power head I have in that tank will circulate this pool. And that thing's 8.5 foot by 5.5. And I'm like, I tried it for a few days up in the 125, and those Africans just went crazy for it. And I'm sitting here going, how do you guys stay off the glass? And they do it. And they're darting all around the tank. So I've been doing where I've been turning it on for a little bit and then turn it off and wait a few days and turn it back on or whatever. But they like it. I don't know. It's just, it's one of them things with them.
Right.
But the
Spider Mom, thank you for coming through, man. Over. Thank you for coming through, ma'am. Hey, email me, Spider Mom. Email me, because I want you to bring some of them spiders on here one day.
Oof.
Susan, welcome in. Hello, hello, hello.
Hi, Susan.
Yeah, bring some of those spiders in and let us check them out. I had a tarantula at one point, and my aunt moved in. Now, my tarantula was in my bedroom in my fish tank. She had to move in with us because she was sick. And she made me get rid of my tarantula. I was like, why? That tarantula was here before you. He didn't bother nobody else.
I tell you what, I can't say I would have argued with that. I am not a fan of the 8-legged. And they don't, you know what? When I was younger, I hated them. If they had 8 legs, I hated them. Now it's kind of like, well, you're not bothering me and you're staying over there, we're good. You know, if it's looking at me and then it crawls the other way, I'm like, okay, all right, you go get some of them fruit flies and we're good. You come here, we're gonna have a problem.
Look, I'm in Texas, and there's a little town close. I'm in Houston right now, but I'm from a little town outside of Houston. Well, there's one little town next to my little town called Monaville, Texas. You know, during the summer, you got this hay. They're growing hay for animal feed. Not hay, my fault. Corn for animal feed. So you got your tall corn stalks out there. Man, the right time of the year, you riding through, you know, the little highway going through there, and the tarantulas are crossing the road, like
really
covered. So, you know, you ride through that, pop, 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 pop.
Oh.
What if you had a flat tire? You know what I'm saying?
Bad place. And then you just upset all of them because you ran half of them over. Where's he going through there on a motorcycle? It's swinging on.
Oh. Man, all up on you, in your boots everywhere. Priscilla, where you been? Priscilla, where you been? Welcome, 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 welcome.
Just like that, I'm leaving the fenders on my motorcycle.
I hear you. Hey, tell your mister he need to check in over here too, since y'all been missing the action. But hey, I'm glad for y'all though. God bless. God bless. I like to see young love. Yeah, now don't take your feelings off, man. Don't take your feelings off. Hey, but again, now I'm thinking about it. I might need to go this year and collect a bunch of them up and sell them.
Yeah.
Fish Brother Corporations, what's going on? Welcome in, first time.
You know, a lot of people blow me crap because I have a shield bite. And I used to take them off. I had another bike that had a windshield. I took it off. Well, one, because you couldn't see through it. It was so scuffed up. But my current bike, I can pop that on or off, doesn't matter. And I leave it on because I'm tired of getting hit in the neck with rocks or dune bugs and birds and bugs.
And birds.
You're going down a backcountry road, enjoying the ride, sitting there, and just bugs just everywhere. Just nose, mouth. The wife and I used to be on a dart league on Sunday nights, and we rode out to the golf course that the league was at. And I'm going down this little side road, or she's on the back of the bike. She doesn't even know we're in this plume of whatever kind of mosquito, whatever they were. I didn't know we were heading into it. It felt like, I don't know, I got hit by a million kids with BB guns going through this plume of whatever they were kind of bugs. So yeah, moral of the story is, don't open your mouth down backcountry roads without a windshield. Just you're gonna get a lot of protein.
Right. Good night, Patrick. And thank you very much, brother. Thank you very much for the blessings, man. God bless you. There he is, Anthony Fisher Friends.
Oh boy.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Glad to see y'all, man. It's been a long time. See, hey, y'all, that's my day ones right there. Priscilla and Anthony, that's my day ones, you know what I'm saying? Back when I was Lil Tank Hank. Like I was ever Lil, you know.
Oh man. Yeah.
Man. Most definitely. Hey, let's touch on some more fishy stuff.
All right.
If there's anything you could change right now about the hobby, what would you do? Good night, Susan. Thank you for coming through.
Anything I could change about it?
I know it's on the spot, but we all could take and learn from this because we all may feel the same way, or some of us may feel the same way.
Well, Well, that is kind of a tough one. One thing that I could change out of everything.
I like that question. I like that question.
Yeah,
I drop it on everybody.
That is a good one.
You know, every now and then we'll vent to ourselves or vent to a friend of ours, you know, that's in the hobby, you know. Those are fleeting. They're fleeting. Understand? They don't just stay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yep.
But
man, Okay. And I've heard this one before, but I'm going to say it again. I wish that some of the places that sell the animals, the bigger chain stores, not saying that they don't care or they don't know what they're talking about. I'm not saying that. I just wish that they could figure out some way to maybe train their people a little bit better to where they didn't have to hold a card and look at the card and then look at me and go, what size tank are you putting it in? And then when
you actually went somewhere when they had cards?
Cards, index cards.
I wish some of the places I went, they had some cards.
Well, I started to get upset about it, and then I'm like, at least she's asking, you know. You're totally wrong, but at least you're asking. You know, I'm just like, can we just put them through some sort of training course? You know, if somebody comes in and picks out, let's just say, not that it's what it was, but let's just say if they had a tank full of Red Devils or Midas cichlids. Let's just say somebody walked up and went, I want 2 of those, or I want 4 of those. Now, maybe train the people enough to go, you know how big they're going to get, right? And then when said person goes, yeah, I know. Okay, I don't need to ask them too many more questions other than, what size tank are we putting them in? Oh, 300 gallons. Don't really need to ask any more questions. Or if you say, okay, cool, you want 4 of them? What size tank are you putting them in? Do you mind me asking? Oh, 20 gallons. Okay. Here's how big they really get. Are you sure? Are you growing them out in that 20 gallon and then you're putting them in something else? I wish that, I don't know. Maybe I'm spoiled with the mom and pop stores because you get that in the mom and pop stores. You don't get that in the bigger chain stores. Occasionally you come across somebody there that knows. But I'm not kidding you. Somebody actually, the wife and I went to a large chain store and we found a few fish that we wanted. And I said, yeah, I'll take that one. I'll take that one. And I'll take that one. And they're like, you can't mix all these, right? And I'm like, I know. I said, trust me, I'm not mixing them.
I didn't tell you where they're going.
Right. And then the girl asked me, what size tank is this one going in? 150 gallon. Oh, well, you ought to be okay. According to this, it says they can go in tanks of 100 gallons. So you're 50 ahead. And I'm like, huh? And then the other one, what's that tank going in? 125. Yeah, you're good. I know. It's just, I was, like I said, I was upset at first, and then I stopped and I thought about it, and I'm like, well, I can't be that upset. She was asking.
Right.
So she was trying.
Try.
I'm like, but just the card in the hand was the weird part. It's like, did I win a prize?
They would have did better sticking it on the tank.
Yeah. Let me just read the card off the tank. Yeah, I have that. I have that. I have that. Yeah, I want one. Just maybe we could just give them a little bit more than 10 minutes of training.
Hey, man.
I don't.
For real. Thank you, Aqua Gardens Inn. Thank you very much. Hey, Jeffrey Watts and I went to a pet supermarket. I think it was pet supermarket. And I think he was looking for Brashardi.
Oh, really?
But, we were just looking in the tank. Guy walks up. This is one of those people where I wish they had cards, Right. He walks up and we're just looking. Okay, you say, can I help you? That's what you say first. Just ask, can I help you? We'll say yay or nay.
Yes
whatever.
Or no.
And then you go and lurk, Okay.
Right.
I've had fish for almost 40 years. Jeffrey Watts doesn't have a channel. We can't get him to have a channel, but we're going to try to get him to have a channel. But he's very knowledgeable. Fish, plants, he's off the hook. Now, it's me and him in the store looking at these fish. The guy don't ask, no question to help himself. He just starts with, if you get these, blah, blah, blah. If you get that, so we're like this. We're not looking at the fish anymore. We're looking at him. I'm like, you gonna make us not buy fish.
Yeah.
You go over there. Go over
So
there because you
he went straight to the add-on sale portion of the retail guy.
yeah. I'm like, no, you gonna make us not buy fish, dude. You need
Yeah,
to go on back over there. Just wait, see what we need. Give us some, you can tell us about the fish then, but just
right.
wait, man, because he's just giving all this information that's like inaccurate, and then you're trying to add this to that, and it's like, no, dude, no, no. Jeffrey, man, should I tell him I have a whole YouTube channel about this? You know, I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not even
They're
gonna
like,
do it
just
because
wait, just wait.
I was like, I'm not gonna do it. But he was
No.
trying. Oh, can I give him credit for try? I don't know. He was doing too much
Uh,
try.
he went from the knowledge part to the add-on sales because he probably got a spiff or something. You know,
Hey, right? Yeah.
he's like, hey, if I sell that fish, boss says I get a $20 gift card for Hooters. I don't know. You know, yeah. There's the right
Oh,
way to sell things, and there's the wrong way.
yes. Yes. Don't get in the way. Don't get in the way.
Don't start with add-on sales before you've even asked about the primaries. just just a FYI.
Yes. Yes. I had a young lady telling me about betters at a Pet Supplies Plus. You already got them sitting over here in these little cups, and a quarter of them look like they're about to go. They're about to
Yeah,
fade away right now,
yeah,
and you probably just give them to me free. But you're gonna educate me standing here looking at these fish. I'm
yeah,
like, no,
yeah.
no,
I'll just
this
wait
is
until
not the
you close
moment.
and you throw them in the dumpster and grab them all.
Yes, this is not the moment to be trying to educate me on some fish that y'all are killing.
Yeah, pretty much they're
No,
done. Yeah,
stop trying to tell me anything. Say,
that's the
sir,
thing
do you want them?
that just drives me nuts about Bettis. It's because they know they can get away with it,
Ah,
and it's like,
how?
man, how is that okay?
How can they even get away with
You
it?
go in
That's the
there
part
and
that
the
kills me.
bed is laying on its side, barely putting one fin up. It's a beautiful fish, but it looks like garbage because you don't take care of it. You don't even try to treat the water or, to circulate it or clean out the mess or any of that. And
Look, that
they just
it's
keep getting them.
crazy
When those die, they get more.
that the black midnight black better
Yeah.
plakat that I told you about that I had in with the double tail.
Mm-hmm.
When I bought it, I'm at the store and he was gray. He had the dark stress stripes because that's what it ended up being. Like
Yeah.
the juveniles, you have the juvenile stripes, but he was grown. But I'm looking at him and I'm like, man, I mean, he was slim. I said, hey, that's a wild better. How did he end up in here? How much did they say? I'm coming up. I'm finna get him. By the way, he was looking, because he's in the store. So he's
Right.
supposed to, hey, $12. Man, let me get him, man. It's a wild bet. I'm
Yep.
gonna go and research and see exactly what kind. So I get the fish home. I salt him down. I magnolia extract him down, you know,
Yep.
feed him. He starts to, come alive. He turns jet black, and I'm like, oh, it's just a regular black better. Thought I
Oh,
was
well,
winning. I mean, he was a very good looking fish, and he was healthy and everything.
you still made out though.
But I was like, man, he's wild. I'm not gonna tell him nothing.
Get
I'm like,
him. Just do it. Yeah, put it in the bag. There's been a couple of fish
oh,
where I'm like, they don't know what they have. They don't know what they have. Yeah, I want it. Ah, crap.
hey, and my secret at the store up the street from here, I go straight to the feeder tanks
Yeah.
to see what accidentally ended up, whether it be flood or whatever, ended up in the vats for the feeder
Yeah.
fish. And they end up in the tank because they're going to either give them to you free or they're going to give them to you at feeder cost because
Yeah.
they're in there.
Like a
Oh, man.
nickel.
I've had so many gems. I got a thread fin. Where is he at? Oh, he's back here. I have a thread fin rainbow fish over here that I got free. I knew what it was when I saw it. I'm like, man, for real? Y'all got, hey, let me get that one right there. How much? Oh, well, I mean, it's in the feeder tank and it's free. Thank
There
you.
you go.
I had a Florida flagfish.
Really?
The first least killing fish that I had that made me go and buy up a bunch of least killing fish was in a feeder tank. I'm like, so first thing I do is look in the feeder tank because I know they got a gem in here for me.
Oh man, I went one of the last times I fed these Oscars live. I used to have to get like 5 or 6 dozen because these guys they're huge. I got a tadpole and I'm looking and I'm like, what the heck? So I caught it. I'm looking at it. I'm like, man, I swear this is a tadpole. So we stuck him over in the hospital because I'm like, well, I don't want to feed him a tadpole. I feel bad for it. It just started to grow feet. So I'm like, it's like in the middle of growing. I'm going to let him grow out. So we had him in the hospital tank for a few weeks. Meanwhile, I went over and I took my 29 gallon and scaped it up. I put some low gravel and then kind of high and put some rocks up there so he'd have a little place to walk up and kept the water level to a certain height. And, man, I kept it at a nice cool 76 degrees or 78 degrees. You're not supposed to use a heater with frogs. Oops. He didn't make it.
Oh.
Now, cold water, turns out. I didn't know. And that just happened not that long ago, maybe a year ago. And I did a bunch of research. The one thing I did not research was the one thing that took him out was the water temperature.
I got a tadpole last week out of the feeder tank.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it happens. And
Scuba Steve, welcome in, first time.
I was gonna grow that little guy out. Well, was. Oops. So even now, 20 some years later, I still make mistakes.
Yeah,
we all do.
Yeah,
it's human nature.
We cannot ever think that we are the authority.
Exactly.
In the sense of I'm greater than you, because you could have all the knowledge in the world. I was on I had a live stream. I had a tank directly in front of me. It was off camera. 2.5 right up in front of me, and I had some longfin leopard Daniel. In this tank. I had my little black substrate. I had my little piece of driftwood sideways sticking up out of the water. Oh man, beautiful. Well, somehow I either didn't put enough dechlorinator in the water, or I didn't put any. I'm not even sure at this moment. I'm during the live stream, I'm looking at this tank behind the camera. And I'm looking at the fish. I'm talking, I'm like, oh man, what? I don't know. I ended up mentioning it on the stream, but for a while I'm looking at him like, man, what is going on? At first, it's like, it's just a question, man, what's happening up there? I'm not thinking of dying, and I saved, I think it was 5. 2 actually died. I saved 3. Jeffrey Watts has 1 now. I have 1 down here with my Caras. I don't remember what happened to the 3rd one, but I'm on live stream looking at them. So I say, hey, people, speaking of mistakes that you can still make.
You can still make mistakes.
I'm making this one while I'm talking to you right now. So full disclosure.
Yep. Oh man, I did a video on tank maintenance. And I'm like, I do this all the time. I'll just do a video on it. What the heck? Why not? I did a video on cleaning my 125 out, and I had a bunch of beautiful African cichlids in there. I had blue parrots, dragon blood, you name it, it was in there. And I think I did a half tank water change basically, and back the gravel, got the glass, you name it, did the whole thing. The night before my life, so it would have been a Sunday night. I did this video, put it out. Everybody's like, "Man, awesome fish, good tank." Da da da. Next day on the live, I'm doing this, and everybody's like, "What's wrong?" And I've got the tank behind me, and they're like, "Why is there a bunch of tank fish missing out of there?" I had to take everybody out and put them all over in the 150 because I had no other friggin' choice, because I crashed the entire system on that 125. Crashed it. I lost basically all of the adult cichlids, except for the yellow labs made it, and the female bumblebee made it that birthed all the other bumblebees. Daddy gone, all my peacocks gone, all my dragon's blood gone, my demasonite gone. The father to the ones that are spawning now, he was gone. I'm like, I'm an idiot, you know. So it went from cool to, well, that was stupid. Very good. And yeah. So now when I clean the tank, you know, if there's a little algae or whatever, I just scrape that off. And then honestly, when I do water changes, it's because either something's happened in there to make me go, okay, I need to test it. And then when I test it, if I think it needs changed, I will. Most of the time I don't. I don't have a set day of the week that is water change day. No. I test them. If they need it, I'll do it. Most of the time I just add water to the tank. And occasionally I will change the water if there's something going on in the tank and the parameters check out fine. But I still, let's say I have like color drainage or something like that, then I'll change the water because I'm like, okay, something's wrong here. I don't know what it is, but something's wrong. So let's change that. We'll add a little bit of salt, let the tank calm down a little bit, see what happens. But before you even do that, check the filter first, because sometimes, especially with canister filters, they'll slow down and you don't even know it. You know, gotcha. Especially if they have snails.
Gotcha.
Because they get in the filter and thrive.
And jam it up.
Yep. Yep.
Man.
And they are very good at it, too.
Scott's Aquatics, Griffin's Fish Room, Yellowstone Aquatics. What's going on? Welcome in, y'all. Man, welcome in.
We got everybody in here.
I like to see steady rolling in. Come on, come on, come on. They say it's nothing to see here. No, there's everything to see here. The chat is blowing up a little bit. We got some nice subjects going on, and people are chopping it up over there. That's what I like to see. That's what I
Cool.
like to see. Most definitely. Hey, you have a live stream. What is it that you guys do on your live stream?
Anything and everything. I've actually got the one on Monday nights, which is basically the Monday night live is just me getting to unwind after a long day of work, and I get to hang out with my friends. And the Saturday stream that we started doing late at night, I do that. I try to do that every couple of weeks. That is just a giant goof off session. There is no directive on that one other than goof off and have fun. The Monday night stream is usually when, if I've got some big news or whatever, I try to get it out then, or we do giveaways or whatever. I'll do it on that one. Or allude to like a big project I'm doing. Usually what I use the Monday night one for. We used to goof off on that one a lot too. We still do. I'm not gonna lie. But that's the one where I try to get focused points on. And then the Saturday ones that I do is the ones where we make stupid hats and just wear them. Literally, Stephen P made a hat out of tinfoil and wore it for like 4 hours straight. No ventilation. I made a goofy hat. A bunch of us made a goofy hat. Scuba Steve wore a roll of toilet paper on his head. And we just sat there and talked. Anything, everything, just goofing off, having fun, just hanging out, So the Saturday night stream is pretty much just like after hours goof off session. And the Mondays I try to get news out, what's going on around here, or so on and so forth. But not really directives or anything like that.
Okay. And tell everybody how you got your name.
Well, so around here, bunch of my friends, they're all named a bunch of. They're some kind of head. They're lead head, steel head, tin head, other heads. I won't say that on here.
Hey, right?
And, yeah, there you go. And well, one of my buddies comes up and he goes, "Man," he says, "you need to be some kind of head." I says, "I don't know." No. They're like, "Well, you like metal. You play with metal. You listen to metal. You're metalhead." And I'm a Transformer fan, so that's where the Prime came from. I just threw the two together. And then the more tanks I've gotten and the more my channel's growing on YouTube, well, there's a lot of Mayhem. And anybody that's seen any of my videos knows they're usually Mayhem. So we kind of changed it up a few months back to Metalheads Aquatic Mayhem. It just kind of, I don't know, it just kind of fit. And I'm like,
it has a nice flow.
I was like, I like it. And then we take the Metalhead Prime and we take some spray paint and we go Aquatic Mayhem, So I'm like, I kind of like it. So I had the stickers made. We've got shirts and stuff, but I've got to find a different vendor because the one I'm using right now is just insane on their shipping prices. So yeah, I'm working on a different vendor for that stuff, but it's just it's just kind of grown, and
gotcha.
It's just fun. We just like to, her and I, we like to pop in on Monday night and just have fun. We used to do it for an hour, and that lasted all of about 2 or 3 weeks. And then our lives would we'd get to having so much fun that our lives would go anywhere from an hour to 2 hours. And then the first Saturday night stream I did, that wound up being 6 hours long.
Oh,
I'm sitting here going, how'd that happen?
how'd that happen?
So
Ooh-wee.
the second one that I did, I said, okay, we're only going to do this I'm going to limit this one. It's not going to be 6 hours long. So that was a 4-hour long stream. And I'm just like, man. But the Saturday night one is a little bit different because it's a big goof off session, but it's an open panel goof off session. So if you live stream or you don't live stream, whatever, but as long as I can see your face, when I put the link out there, if you want to come out and hang out with all of whoever's on there, you are more than welcome. Come up, hang out. We'll have a good time. So that stream just goes from when it starts to when it ends. So,
Gotcha.
Yep.
Good deal.
And it's kind of a surprise when I do it because I was thinking about doing it every Saturday night, but I'm like, man, I don't know. That's rough. But I did say I would do it tomorrow night, so it's happening.
After a while, it finds its place. It finds a niche.
Yeah.
And it settles in. And before you
Right.
know it, you're working things around doing it.
Yeah. Oh man, I got a bunch of people asking me now, hey, are we doing the Saturday night thing? Are we doing it? No. Because like the last few weeks I've been sick. So it wasn't gonna happen. But
Gotcha.
I felt bad. So this weekend it's gonna happen because I'm trying to make up for last weekend when I said I was and it did. So we're gonna make it happen this weekend, but it's just one of them. I don't know. It might only go on for an hour. It might go on for it won't go on for 6, but it might go on for 5.
Right.
But yeah, we get on there and we have fun. We just goof off. It's fun. And it also gives a bunch of other people a chance to, come up and go live. One of my buddies came up for the first time live and he had a blast. He came up the second time. His audio is horrible, but he's working on
was up.
He was on there. So, but we love him and he's always got a different hat every time. So I don't know. We do this theme thing. So that's something else is I got to constantly think of themes and that can be rough. But yeah, it's one of them things. It's just a fun stream to do, and I enjoy it. It lets me hang out with everybody. So,
and keep it enjoyable, man. Keep it enjoyable.
Yep.
Banoski, what's going on, man? When I overslept a couple. Well, yes, overslept is proper term. Not like I didn't make it or it was too late, but like Jeffrey Watts called me, phone ring. I had slept through my 30 minutes prior. I slept through it. I think it was maybe 10:35. I'm like, oh man, I hit the snooze. Oh, and when I tell you it bothers me because I know that people are looking forward to it,
Right.
And I'm like, oh, I'm scrambling trying to get my stuff together.
Oh, my phone decided to update right before the stream. I'm sitting here going, really? You've had all day to update, and you wait until right now. And I'm trying to get on that thing. I'm like, oh, you can't be serious. Oh, it was serious. Oh, man.
Oh, hey. Nisa Salvo, welcome in from the Philippines.
Wow.
Yes, ma'am. Long time. Yes. Welcome, though. Glad to see you. Glad to see you. Most definitely. Most definitely. Hey, y'all. Make sure you sub to both of us. If you're not sub to us. Sub to us.
Heck yeah. We appreciate it. I
Most
think I
definitely.
speak for
Most
both of
definitely.
us when I say we
Yes.
appreciate that.
Yes. Most definitely. Most definitely. Most definitely. The more people I get a chance to talk to, the better.
Yeah. Not
Most
only
definitely.
that, the more people that pop up in chats and they get to interact during chat. I mean, man, I've been in a lot of chats, and sometimes that's a lot of fun too. You
Yep.
know, so
Yep. 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 I can honestly say I like to see the chat active when I'm
yeah,
actually when I'm hosting. Yeah, I don't really get to. Sometimes I'm like, hey, so what was that? And I brace up on
right,
the screen, and I'm like,
right.
oh, my fault.
Trying to
That
pay
didn't have nothing.
attention to the
Yeah,
chat
that
and
didn't have nothing to do with me. My fault. Sorry, guys, for barging in on your conversation over there. You know.
yep, been there, done that a few times. It's like you just pick a random comment and you go something about your dog ate a dishcloth. What? You know, you're over here talking about I don't know, the nitrogen cycle, and they're talking about a dog ate a bag of marshmallows. I don't know. You know, it's just like, oh, well,
Yeah.
so and so says you give them Delcalax or something. What? What just happened?
What just happened? Yes. Yes. Been there, done that a whole
Yep.
bunch.
Yeah.
Whole bunch. If you ever see me, like I did it a couple times tonight, we're talking, and then I reach over and I'm scrolling. I don't say anything, but I'm going back so I can get the backstory. What is that? I'm not gonna
Yeah.
say nothing. Let me see what's going on over there.
Yep.
Because God forbid you highlight something and then the chat stops moving.
Oh
It's
yeah.
it's moving, but
Yeah.
it's not moving on your screen because you
Yeah.
didn't
And then
put
it's
the
like, oh,
highlight.
what did I do? What did
Oh man,
I
did I miss something?
Yeah.
Who did I miss?
Well, I had
Most
my
definitely.
phone flipped backwards one time. So like my camera's over here and my chat's usually on, I can't even do it on that side. Well, it would be this side. See? But so I'm over here doing this one time, and the whole time my finger's over the screen doing this. And everybody's like, what's he doing? And I'm like, hold on. And yeah, it just, it wouldn't be mayhem if I didn't do it. I will find a way to screw up the most perfect stream. I will figure out a way to do it. Trust me. If I don't do it, my phone will figure out a way to do it.
If it's
And
an
that
iPhone, it
happens
definitely
all the
will.
time. Yep. Yep. There's always something happening.
Hey, I know better than you do what you're thinking, so let me go ahead and type that for you.
Yep.
You're like, no, that's not what I think.
Yeah. 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 Or I also have a habit of hitting the back arrow when I'm trying to back out of something in StreamYard, but then you hit the back arrow on the phone and you end the whole
Shut it
stinking
down.
thing.
Yes, shut it down.
You gotta
Now,
come back
no,
in.
it. I'm glad that it keeps running.
Yeah. No, yeah. The
At first,
stream keeps going.
yeah. At first, I didn't know. I go back and watch it. They have a whole. Hey, where did Hank go? Hank, well, let me keep talking. Hank's gone. I don't know where he went. And I come back and I'm like, oh man, it was just like time stopped.
Yep. Well, everybody in the chat, usually if they see me just black out, and then they're all like, oh, he hit the wrong button again. And then About a minute later, here I come. Sorry. They're like, wrong button again? Yep, wrong button.
Wrong button.
Oh, yeah. But it's fun.
Well,
you know, it's just
right.
really fun.
Well, bro, it's time for us to get up out of here. Hey, we got 40 extra minutes in because we were rolling. I said I wasn't gonna get in the way. But I had a. If you notice, I did this a couple of times too.
Oh yeah.
I had a few family members come out, mute the mic. Yeah, I had a few conversations off to the side here. But I want to thank you for coming in.
Well, I thank you for having me.
Most definitely. You're gonna have to come back with the missus one day because it says MetalHeads.
Yeah. I tried to convince her to stay awake, but she just couldn't do it. I don't know. She may have woke back up and popped up in chat. I don't know, but yeah, about an
late.
hour before the show, she's like, "I'm done."
Yes, I'm late. I have to apologize all the time, and people say you don't have to apologize. No, I do because I want to move my stream. I've been wanting to for a while because I know it's late, and there's actually a lot of people. Well, yeah, I use the term a lot. It works.
Well,
that you guys would actually want to see that I miss out on because it's late.
yeah, but the other side of that, and I've been yelled at for the same thing. The other side of that is you go live when you want. And I know you're not trying to step on toes. But people are going to watch who they want to watch. If they want to watch you, they're going to watch you. If they don't want to watch you, they're not going to watch. And you know, that had to get kicked into my head with a Mack truck. And now I'm just like, all right, I'm just going to try to, I'll look at the schedule and I'll be like, I'll just slip in right here. That way I'm not fully cutting into this or fully cutting. And it works. And, you know,
in my case, there's people who I like to watch before I stream.
Right.
That's the problem that I run into because I'm like, well, okay, I can't stream right here because I actually
want
go to this stream. Yeah, I go to this one. You know.
That's the bad thing about Friday nights, Friday and Saturday, and now Sunday's getting that way. I started out on Sunday nights, and then I moved to Mondays because they were easier for me.
Gotcha.
But
yeah, and my work schedule makes it hard too.
Yeah. I've actually been thinking about going to Tuesdays just because Mondays are starting to get rough. But I'm like, you know, I'm not going to keep jumping days because that's just going to get me out of sync. I'll stick with what I'm doing. And then then I throw a Saturday in every couple of weeks. So, you know.
Thank you, ADHD. Please do that. Lock that in. Lock that in. Lock that in. Because
she's got some really cool setups too.
Most definitely. She was on 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I think 2 or 3 maybe. Yeah. Hey, she's got some really good ideas. Does she have her fish room done yet?
Always working on it.
I know she was drilling all the tanks, but
and repiping. She added some more tanks.
Oh,
so I hadn't seen the full update yet, but I think she's always building on it. Yes, Scuba Steve. This is a family friendly stream chat over here. Family friendly. Family friendly.
We got to be good here, buddy. The not so friendly ones tomorrow night. No, we try to keep it PG, but we also have fun.
Gotcha.
We're not looking to get banned.
Unplugged
man.
all the tank heaters, insulated windows, and heated the room to 80. Tanks at 77. Is that another one I slid in on that I don't know where it started at?
Anytime you can unplug the heaters is a good time.
Gotcha.
I
Thank
have
you, Scuba
one tank.
Steve. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, hey,
Steve.
Scuba Steve. I've been hearing your name for a minute, man. Though I've been hearing your name for a minute, just to see you pop up in here. Because I'm like Scuba Steve. I'm always hearing about Scuba Steve.
He's a cool
I just
cat.
hear just randomly hear Scuba Steve. Thank you for
He's a cool
showing up,
cat.
sir. Thank you. I'm an
He,
all right guy over here. I'm all right.
he was Captain Toilet Paper Head on my first Saturday night stream.
Okay.
If you want to know, it's a long one. I'm just telling you, but you get to see some characters. But yeah, he was. I think it was like a diving hat with a toilet paper roll. No Oh man. Oh, Melvin. I love Melvin Reed, man. He's cool.
Melvin, yeah, that's my little brother there, little brother from another
He's
mother.
awesome.
Yeah, I remember. Let me see, what was I? I was off. Was I sick? I can't remember what happened. I was off for a long time at one point. Just in the middle of the day, I was just here. And Melvin would pop on the stream. I didn't care what would happen. It would be just me and Melvin in there sometimes. I said, I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be here, Melvin. Melvin said, give me a fish fam, amen. Amen, Melvin. I was gonna be there. Schedule changed, and I have to catch him when I can now. But hey, you knew I was gonna be there, Mel.
Right. That's just like us. We got our crew that follows us, and they're like, man, they never let us down. You know?
Yeah, the fish fam, man. This is a great little thing we have here.
Yeah.
Great little thing we have here. I can say that. I can say that. Most
absolutely. And I mean,
I appreciate y'all.
And you can either see us live or you see us in chats, and we all support each other. That's the thing. That's what I love about it. You pop in, you're all like, "What's up?" And everybody's like, "Hey," me, I'm all like, "Hey, hey." But yeah, everybody just we share love around here, and I love that. I'm not going to dabble too much into it, but another channel that I was pretty known on, just it wasn't like that there. And once we kind of parted ways there, and we got into the fish fam, it's just everybody's out for everybody, and I'm like, yep. I love that. Look at what they did over Christmas. That was an awesome sight to see, and Rico busted his butt, and not just Rico, everybody busting their butt to make things happen. And just, you don't see that.
And it's all over the place. Like Fisher Beers doing turkeys for like the kids over the Christmas, and Aquafunk is trying to get a fish tank into every house, kids who might not. I mean, yes, it's stuff going on everywhere. Yes.
And it's just you don't ever see anything. But the fish fam, that's what we do. We all do something, and it's just awesome. We and Rico came to the wife and I one day and said, "Hey, would you guys be interested in doing this? I'm putting this together." Da, 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 da. We're like, heck yeah! And look what happened. It became a really awesome site. I mean, there was some hiccups, but you know what? It's the first time. You're going to have, bugs. You got to work
Right.
bugs out. You can't get upset about that. It was just an issue, uncontrollable stuff, blah, blah, blah. But overall, I think that was a huge success.
Yes,
And
most definitely.
I had a blast doing it on my channel. The wife had a blast doing it on hers. And we all just had a blast following around everybody's channels, everybody wanted to win those gift cards, man. And I'm like, I didn't care if I won or lost. I had fun. And and then we did the Secret Santa thing, and that was fun. And I'm like, man, the group I was in would never did anything like that, and they never tried to help grow anything. It was all
Gotcha.
that. But that's done over with me. So I'm like, we're here, we're in the fish fam, and we're helping everybody grow. And I'm astounded by it, honestly. I'm like, wow, it's like, why haven't I been on this side of the fence the whole time? Because being on the other side of the fence wasn't very much fun. So.
Travis Myers, welcome in, welcome in. Hey,
But
better
yeah,
late than never.
right.
And something else, there was something else I wanted to put out there when I went earlier and I popped my little tracker up at the bottom with my email. If there's anybody ever want to do a giveaway of any kind, contact me. Let me know what it is that you want to, you want to put out there, whatever. And I mean, and you getting full credit for it. It's not going to be a big tank Hank did anything, just hit me up. Let me know if you got something you want to give out to the people.
We are working on something right now.
Already.
Trying to help out color guppies.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. We're the wife and I are trying to put something together to kind of help. They're trying to raise some funds for color guppies. He's having a rough time and so on. So we kind of want to help.
Well, do you have like because I hadn't heard much. Like what a breakdown, like not necessarily what he's exactly going through. I mean, you can if you know.
What I know is his wife's in the hospital. She's not doing good, and I think he lost his oldest son. Don't hold me to that, but I think that's what happened. So I mean, he's having a really rough time right now. So we're all trying to get together and kind of raise some funds to kind of help him out because he's working 3 jobs to try and cover all of this stuff, and that's rough, man.
Yeah.
So
yep.
We're trying to help him out a little bit. I mean, we can't do a lot, but we can help in some way.
I got you. Because I've been there, man. We thought we were losing. I said like that, thought we were losing our house. It looked like maybe some undercover crooked stuff was going on and somebody was trying to get our house, but we actually ended up having to move out. And the fish fam helped us because it was like a bang bang type of thing. It was like, oh man, we gotta go. They trying to take it from under us. And then 9 months later, we realized that it wasn't the company that we were financing the house through. And we were able to get it back. But we had left it.
Wow.
Left it. The house was just sitting there. We would come through and I'm telling my wife, baby, the house is just sitting there. I don't see no activity, no. The original company we were financing through, from COVID up to maybe the end of November, nobody was ever in office. So we couldn't talk to anybody, but somebody called us and was like, hey, you guys, you signed up for the program. What was the name of it? It's where they refinance and put what you owe on the back end and
I know what you're talking about. I can't think of what the heck it's called though.
Forbearance. It was forbearance.
Okay.
And somebody was like, "Hey, you guys, we need this lump sum." And I'm telling my wife, I'm like, "That's not what they told us. That wasn't the agreement." Where it was
Right.
like, if you don't pay it by such and such time, we're gonna foreclose. So, I'm like, oh my God, we got to get out of here. And if they foreclose and my credit goes bad and then I can't get an apartment, where we gonna go?
Right.
And man, the fish fam came through, man, and they helped us be able to secure an apartment, man. And we were there for 9 months, dude. And then the company, some people decided to go to the office and they called us and they was like, "Hey, we didn't even know you guys weren't in the house." I'm like,
Jeez.
"Okay, so who?"
Right. Oh man.
But God
That's
is good.
nuts. That is nuts. But
Oh, it was crazy.
yeah, this house, we didn't hit the jackpot with this house, but at least the landlord's been honest with us somewhat. And we were trying to move out, so I was trying to keep everything portable. That's why the pond, I don't have any substrate in there because I'm trying to keep everything portable. But now it's like, no, I'm not moving all this. We're going to stay. So now, basically, if we stick around for, I think, 2 or 3 more years, we're going to own it. So, well, I will wait until we have the deed in our hand, and then this place is getting a serious upgrade.
I hear you.
It's going to get extended out, and might even think about widening the basement. Not fully, just some, just to give me a little bit more room down here. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Gotcha.
But it's like, why move when I've got all everything somewhere? It's like, yeah, I've already moved all these tanks once. I don't want to move them again.
There's a lot of things you could say, good, bad, ugly. Moving seems to be just the worst thing. I
And
mean, I know it's not, but it just seems to be the worst thing that you ever have to do in life.
well, yeah, and we in the whole time that her and I have been married, we have moved a total of 4 times in the last 20 years. And it never happens in the middle of summer. It's always in the middle of winter. It's cold, it's snowy, it's crappy, and I got to do this crap in the cold, crappy snow. I don't want to do this in the winter no more. I hate snow. I love it, but I hate it. Yeah. But it is kind of fun when you have a big blade on the front of your truck and you're like, ha, take that.
Hey, yeah, no, snow, no. And I'm in Texas.
Yeah.
Last year, yeah, thanks. I don't want no more if I can keep from it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, we're good. You can keep that. Yeah.
Yeah, hey, I've experienced it. I think I made a short. I think it's on YouTube where I was like, it's 5 in the morning. My daughter's the manager of a convenience store down the street.
Yeah.
So it's snow. Nobody knows anything about driving this. It's snow. It's 5 in the morning, and I'm having to drive her to work. I'm out there trying to thaw the doors out. I can't get in the car. I'm out there with rubbing alcohol. I'm doing all kinds of stuff. So we get in the car. Now I'm riding down the street with the doors open, looking out, and all I'm hearing is the snow. And I'm trying to stay out of the ditch. I'm at the intersection trying not to go sideways, going out onto. Oh man. Oh.
See, we played the game here in Indiana where we wait until the last second to leave for work, so we know we'll make it there on time. Well, my whole window's covered with snow, but I don't have time to clean it off. So we get this little space that kind of clears up, and it's usually right here. So then you're driving to work like this through a little tiny hole, going, "I'm almost there. I'm almost there." Don't hit anything, you know. And yeah. I've just over time I've learned you just wake up a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
Just let the truck warm up a little bit. Go do what you gotta do, then hop in it, go to work. But man, there were times in my younger years I drove all the way across town with a hole like this, and I'm like center of the windshield, and I'm all like this going, okay, we're good. Or I've rolled the windows down and stuck my head out like Ace Ventura. It was bad.
I could not roll my windows down. That was another thing that was, that was crazy. That was crazy to me, man.
You got to do the Indiana tap. You got to take your palm right here, and you got to go to this corner of the back of the door, go like that. And then you go over here to where it slopes down, and you go like that. And then you go bam, 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 all the way down the windowsill. It'll open.
It'll open. Yeah, I showed it. Caesar, welcome in, brother. And thank you, little bro. Thank you. Yeah, no, I didn't have a clue, man. I'm hitting. I'm like, oh man, no.
Then you burn your window motor up because it's stuck.
Yeah, I'm like this with the door open. Hey, now, because it's Texas, there was nobody else out there with me at 5 o'clock in the morning because it was snow. So
I ain't going out in that.
So I was good, I can have my head, the door open with my head sticking out. It's good I didn't roll out into the snow. Oh, car keeps going.
Well, you probably could have caught it though. Oh man.
Oh man. Yeah. Let me get out of here. We didn't hit 2 hours. Hey, it looked like that's what we was trying to do anyway, huh?
I think so. And then we just that's what happens with me. That's what happens.
Hey man, again, thank you very much. Thank you. Everybody that was here live and you guys checking out the replay. I'm not afraid to say that I love you, and I really mean it. For those that know me, you know I mean it. And for those that don't know me yet, you'll find out. Tell somebody you love them. There's always somebody that needs your help, and don't leave them stuck out there. And take care of those fish. Yeah. All right, y'all. We out of here. Peace.